There is a big problem with the Royal Rumble that nobody seems to address. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. What makes a Royal Rumble? Well, there are many factors that make the Royal Rumble a must-see show. It's always been a major show for the WWE as it's the start of the road to WrestleMania, similar to how football players are at the start to the Super Bowl. Fans know things are only going to get more exciting from here as the WWE continues the build to its biggest show of the year. Of course, the heart of the show are the Rumble matches. Contestants the WWE Universe only gets to see once a year, and one with huge stakes. Not only that, but there's an air of mystery surrounding the show because fans have yet to come to expect great moments, including incredible saves from elimination, strong performances from superstars such as endurance contests and multiple eliminations, and of course, the inevitable debuts and surprise returns. Examples including Naomi and Kofi Kingston's past jaw-dropping exploits at staving off elimination, Gunther becoming the Rumble's marathon man, monsters like Braun Strowman eliminating record numbers of opponents, and shocking returns such as John Cena showing up at 2008 when he was supposed to be injured, or legends making an appearance for a match and giving fans a nostalgia-fueled rush. Huge expectations. Through the years, fans have come to expect the various elements mentioned from each year's Rumble. On paper, there's a formula for success, but there's more to it than a repeat of the same elements from year to year. Executing a Rumble well is much like how a jazz artist improves their song with each performance or a music artist remakes another artist's song in their own style. Fans tuning into this year's Rumble didn't expect to see Gunther enter at number 1 and make it to the end of the match. However, they didn't expect, and chances are they didn't want to see, a wrestler who's been portrayed as nearly invincible make as much difference in the match as Ricochet does each year. So what are the problems? Well, there are many elements the WWE should incorporate in each year's Rumble, but it's clear that there are some elements it needs to avoid. Fans made it clear that there are some things that diminish the Rumble rather than enhance it. These include, firstly, meaningless appearances. The days when the WWE had to utilize every superstar to fill the Rumble are long gone, especially after Triple H began his hiring spree. And in the WWE's improvement in storytelling, and Rumble appearances should mean something. This can include giving fans a look at underutilized wrestlers' abilities, starting or continuing a storyline in the ring, or pushing a wrestler through a particularly strong performance in the Rumble. For the most part, the Women's Rumble made the most of every superstar's appearances and told numerous stories, whether they were just for the match, such as Piper Niven's attempt to help Chelsea Green repeatedly backfiring to comedic effect, or long-term, such as Bayley showing concern when a supposed damage control ally showed up. Those subtle hints like Bayley getting ignored when she was going for a high-five with Asuka just enhanced the storytelling even more. Even quickie appearances like Valhalla's disastrous 5-second appearance caused by R-Truth accidentally entering the Women's Rumble and distracting her seemed to be setting up a program between Ivar and Truth. But on the other hand, the Men's Rumble was a mess from start to finish, with the WWE failing to utilize most of the stars in the match. The main story of Cody Rhodes and CM Punk's mutual mission of winning the Rumble played out at the end, but the rest of the match did nothing to create new storylines. This year's Iron Man Jey Uso was an afterthought, as were many other appearances. In Jay's case, the WWE looked to renew the rivalry between main event Jay and his brother Jimmy by having the two enter at the start and go after each other. However, there was no follow-up. Such was the case with other top names such as Gunther, Bobby Lashley, and Damian Priest, who apparently realized his Money in the Bank briefcase is looking as worthless as Austin Theory's was, who did nothing of note. While Karrion Kross and AOP illegally eliminated Bobby Lashley, the storyline between the Final Testament and Lashley and the Prophets has moved so slowly that this meant nothing. Likewise with Sami Zayn, who returned from a kayfabe injury and was promptly eliminated by Drew McIntyre, made Sami look like a sap. But are there too many NXT fill-ins? If the WWE wants to make appearances mean something, it needs to stop relying on NXT fill-ins. On one hand, it was great to bring in Black and Gold brand superstar Bron Breakker as he showed fans what a monster he was. Bron's outstanding performance in the Rumble, though it has been noted that this spot was reserved for Lesnar and he would have had the same amount of dominance in the match. So if Lesnar had showed up, would Bron Breakker even have been noticeable? Would he have even entered the match? On the other hand, bringing in NXT superstars to pad the Rumble, as WWE did with Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton without their serving any purpose, is bad booking. The WWE has enough legends on speed dial that are willing to work a Rumble, and furthermore, bringing in outsiders like TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace is a win-win as long as a guest wrestler isn't buried. Grace's appearance provided an immediate benefit by the possibility of attracting TNA fans to the product, and it provided a potential long-term benefit in the event Grace decides to come to WWE down the road. But there is a reason why nostalgic returns are important. But one of the WWE's biggest expectations of the Rumble is nostalgic returns. Whether they're the fans of yesteryear and way past their prime, fans love seeing them, which is why the WWE's homecoming and anniversary shows tend to perform well in the ratings, even if it's just for one night only. This year's Rumble had 0 appearances by legends, something quite unacceptable. The WWE has so many superstars from the past and the Legends deals that it's baffling why no one showed up in either Rumble. Fans would much rather see some of their favorite superstars from the past than a seemingly random NXT fill-in. You got some legends like X-Pac, Ken Shamrock, and many others that can still actually go in the ring and put on an impressive showing. And even though we said we wouldn't want to see Hogan in the Rumble, it still would add to a shocking surprise, and definitely would have popped the arena. Another problem is the theme songs, and most of WWE's theme songs are so generic that fans have no idea who is coming out. X-Account Wrestle Features made an incredibly good point at the Rumble this year. Last night once again highlighted that WWE have a problem with these generic theme songs. 50% of the roster failed to get any type of immediate reaction because nobody could identify them based off theme songs alone. Another X-user said, "Lol, I was sitting in the arena waiting for the name to pop up so I could know who was coming out," pointing out there was a big delay of the theme song hitting and the Titantron. So people at the top of the arena didn't even know who the hell was even going to come out. While it's unlikely that WWE's legendary music man Jim Johnson will return, the WWE needs to find someone who creates catchy and distinctive tunes for their various stars. If a song's first few seconds doesn't tell the fans who the wrestler coming out is, just scrap it. And some pundits did criticize the Tampa fans for not cheering enough, but who can blame them at this stage? No one could tell who was coming out based on the music, which sat much out of the surprise from seeing who the latest Rumble entrant was. There's also the comedy in the Rumble. Is there a place for comedy in the Rumble? Well, after all, the match has such a high stake that perhaps it's best to avoid playing anything for laughs. But comedy has always had a place in the WWE, and like an all booking, it's a matter of how it's handled. Fans love good comedy like R-Truth entering the Women's Rumble by accident, and even trying to tag in Dominic Mysterio in the Men's Rumble. Since Truth was already in the Rumble, it really took nothing away from the Rumble itself. However, on the other hand, having Pat McAfee walk into the Rumble and leave when he saw Omos and Braun Breaker for me personally wasn't funny as WWE probably thought it would be. Yeah, some definitely had a laugh out of it, but that spot could have definitely been given to anybody else on the roster, even a legend. So do fans like me expect too much? One argument is that fans can expect too much and that the WWE has set the bar so high that it can't satisfy fans. For example, Kofi Kingston no longer makes miraculous saves from being eliminated. Regrettably, he can't do these spots due to age and creativity, but that doesn't mean that the Rumble is a wash. Furthermore, the WWE doesn't want to raise expectations in areas like this so high that superstars can get injured. The key to successful Rumbles is following the formula for success and switching things up every year. There's also something to be said for finding new elements to make the show even more exciting. Fans know what makes the Rumble exciting just like they do when they watch their favorite TV show or type of movie. Formula in itself isn't bad, something from long-running shows like Law & Order and NCIS which employ the same storytelling tools but vary things enough to bring viewers back every week. Likewise with science fiction or horror movies, fans are familiar with formulas, but a good storyteller knows how to keep things fresh without destroying the genre's core elements. Such is the case with the Royal Rumble. Fans like the Rumble when it's booked well. If not, the WWE may as well replace it with a second Slim Jim Battle Royal. Okay, maybe that's going too far, but is the Rumble doomed? Now, we're not saying that the WWE needs to scrap the Rumble at all. It's one of the most exciting events in the history of WWE. It's one of the promotion's can't miss matches. However, the WWE can't book it poorly or fans will treat it like a B-show. The Royal Rumble match has become the event's focus ever since the WWE added the stipulation that the Rumble's winner gets a world title match at Mania. The WWE can book mediocre to average matches around the Rumble, much as it did on Saturday, but fans expect both Rumbles to entertain and provide some variety. What would you guys think? Are expectations way too high for each and every Rumble? Are fans always going to think that the WWE is going to top last year's Rumble? How do you think WWE can fix it? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.